Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, a special hello to you. My name is Zach, and I use a natural psychic ability to read the tarot and to create your oracle. In this video, we're going to be looking at 2022 using tarot and my intuition. So if this is not your first pick a card reading, I will see you at your chosen pile. If this is your first pick a card reading, what you're going to need to do is choose between the piles I have below. We'll get to that in a second. But first, what you need to do is ground your energy so that you and I can link up somehow, somewhere, in time and space, and so that this reading can mean that much more to you. So just take a couple seconds, take a couple deep breaths, make sure you're not really paying attention to anything else but what's going on right here in this video. And then once you're in a good headspace, again, you just have to look at the visual cues, see which one's drawing you in. You know, it could be visual, it could just be a feeling in your gut, anything, and you can't really pick wrong. Once you've made that decision, you just have to find the corresponding timestamp that'll be down below. Click on that timestamp and I will see you at your reading. All right, so for this prediction, I have 4 piles for you guys to choose between. Over here is going to be pile 1, it's lapis lazuli. Pile 2 is clear quartz. Pile 3 is tiger's eye. Pile 4 is amethyst. Hello pile 1 and welcome to your reading, everyone who chose this beautiful piece of lapis lazuli. To me, lapis lazuli is about psychic protection, but anything to do with like psychic abilities, okay? It's this color, this beautiful blue, I guess lapis blue. It's really creative, you know, and there's little flecks of gold in there, so that might be very interesting or inspiring to you for whatever reason you chose lapis. Okay, that's actually my first favorite stone. Okay, so let's look at your year ahead, okay? So I don't want you guys to be alarmed, but so here's your theme, okay? This card over here, number 1, this is the main theme of the new year. And now looking at your spread right now, I see lots of yellow, and I see a number of major arcana cards, pretty good major arcana cards, okay? So this 5 of Pentacles in reverse, okay? To me, this feels like the removal of poverty consciousness, okay? And I see that as your theme going through, okay? I see the number of 5, which is change, and I see that also as the number of magic, and I like to see the magician here, along with the wheel of fortune, okay? So it feels like, you know, becoming aware of how to shift your perspective, okay? Because I see, you know, the stained glass window coming into focus here. So instead of going through life without helping or asking for help, asking assistance from others, I see you changing your perspective and realizing that there's a lot of wealth, a lot of satisfaction, a lot of power, and abundance from asking for assistance, okay? So your main theme this year, 5 of Pentacles in reverse, it feels like getting out of a rut, okay? Or at the very least, learning about, you know, mindsets, especially around finances or career, okay? It feels like, you know, I love to talk about self-awareness on this channel. It feels like becoming aware of when you are stuck in a sort of negative thought cycle or stuck perpetuating a self-limiting belief, okay? I see that as your theme, okay? It's not the upright, it's not poverty, it's reverse. We like that, okay? To me, it's really just the energy of, you know, getting out of the cold, all right? And we're gonna move on. So my channel, I like to just get the information out. I know that I read faster than other people, but this is my style. Okay, so number 2, this is going to be the energies departing from last year. Okay, so the Page of Swords is a little naive, but I love the Page of Swords, okay? I am the Page of Swords at times, or I have been for the last like many years. The Page of Swords is like a breath of fresh air, but it's like lots of quick, witty ideas, very intelligent ideas, okay? And I see that, you know, going very hand in hand with this theme, okay? So we're leaving behind, you know, a period of just like fresh ideas, you know, many ideas coming to the surface, creative ideas, but also like clearing mental debris, right? So leaving this period of removing negative thought patterns, removing, you know, belief systems that are not in alignment with us, that we don't really feel strongly attached to, okay? And I see one of those ideas that we're cutting away is this, you know, feeling of scarcity, okay? Because when we reside in that feeling of scarcity, we perpetuate it, okay? Because it's all we see. right? So someone who is a pessimist is only ever going to see negative, okay? They're going to see an opportunity come in, but they're going to feel negative towards it because, what are the chances that it's going to work out for me, okay? But an optimist who is greeted by the same opportunity is going to say, why not, Who's to say that I'm not going to succeed here? I might as well take this leap of faith, okay? And I see you guys becoming more of that mindset, which is really positive, okay? So, departing energies from last year, again, I got like getting out of your head, okay? Or at least becoming more self-aware, okay? The beginning stages of that. Page of Swords, it's like, the necessity for a new perspective, okay? A good perspective. So this Page of Swords is up on a hillcock, right? It talks about a change of perspective. When I see this Five of Pentacles in reverse and the stained glass mirror comes to the forefront, here, let me show you. So like here, it looks like we're focusing on the struggle between these two figures. But when I see it in reverse, all I look at is this stained glass. It becomes much more paramount, much more interesting, okay? The stained glass talks about the warmth inside the church, right? Recognizing situations, right? So becoming less pessimistic and more optimistic is really going to shift your reality, okay? So what are we leaving behind? These flighty thoughts, a period of constantly having to clear your mind, okay? I feel like you guys are going to be able to take a semi-foothold moving forward in the ability to recognize when an anxiety or a fear comes to mind, okay? And in fact, the talents that you're going to be expressing this year is this position here, so the moon, okay? It's the ability to discern between anxiety and fear, negative emotions and positive emotions, which weigh equally, okay? The shadow side and the light side, they're weigh equally. They're both stimuli, okay? And it's about recognizing, that a positive stimuli is obviously it feels better, but a negative stimuli is just as effective, right? It's just we live in a world of duality, right? We have love and fear, okay? So it's recognizing that neither one is better than the other. It's just simply a different expression, okay? So this talent, the moon, okay? So you did choose, this more psychic stone. So maybe, I don't really see that, but maybe with the King of Cups, okay? I won't stop that thought. I think that some of you could be pursuing psychic abilities in 2022, okay? I see that with the Magician, the Moon, and the King of Cups, okay? So the Queen of Cups, she's the most psychic in the deck, right? So the Queen of Wands, she's the most witchy, the most spiritual, but I don't necessarily look at spirituality and psychic ability in the same realm. Okay, it's under the same umbrella potentially, but I do look at them slightly different. So some of you could be very interested in the psychic ability, but I also see you expressing your ability of discernment through helping others. This could feel like psychology. This feels like leading some sort of something that has to do with guiding between light and dark, okay? Also sensing, also intuition, okay? The moon card comes up and it talks about, something coming to the surface to be dealt with before it slips below, okay? Like this crayfish right there, right? And then it also talks about the subconscious and the conscious mind. Conscious mind is where the light is being shown right here, this green swath. Subconscious is the blue beyond, okay? The waters and then the mountains beyond, right? And it talks about dealing with something at the proper time, okay? Recognizing when you have all the information and it's time to make a move, okay? And recognizing when you need to sit a beat, okay? But as far as, like a talent, if I was looking for a talent, it would be, nurturing positive and negative attributes, okay? And again, this is a general reading, so that's about as specific as I can get. But if you're looking for more specific reading, you can always book one below. It's the only place I ever list something like that, okay? So future opportunities are looking here, okay? Interesting card, okay? So I look at this card in so many different ways. At first, it's like taking a shortcut, right? And to some people, it could be like self-deception, but it's like, I get you guys are just becoming a lot less burdened, in 2022, okay? I see you being able to free your mind, okay? So we see this figure here walking away with 5 swords, okay? Leaving 2 behind, right? And it would be a lot if you had to juggle 5 real swords that large in present day. I don't know that you'd be able to tiptoe away, okay? So I sense that you are becoming a lot more able to deal with elements of the mind. The swords deal with the mind, okay? Especially cutting away negative emotions like anxiety and fears, okay? Self-limiting beliefs, things like that. You're at the very least learning about this, okay? And I see an opportunity in being able to rise above some sort of situation that was really dragging you down, okay? So it's like, it would make sense, right? Because you guys are getting out of this poverty consciousness. You guys are getting away from being in a rut. You guys are leaving this period of scarcity and leaving behind this period where you just feel like nothing is working for you. Nothing is like working out for you, okay? And it's because you've learned so much about the mind this year, okay, in like 2021. So I see that becoming something that you could either like help other people learn about, like teaching self-awareness and things like that. But I get you benefiting because this color right here, it's like the most gold in the deck. It's pretty close to this magician. I don't even know that you could discern the difference on camera, but this is actually a bit deeper, okay? And so that goldenrod color to me talks about abundance, money, awareness, okay, the sun, right? And so I'm getting that there's some sort of understanding about your true desire or motive moving forward, at least for this year and potentially in life, okay? I see this as like an illumination because you're letting some things go. Some things that were taking your energy in the past, you're dropping them, okay? Because they're not serving you, didn't serve you, and you don't think that you're going to be able to juggle that moving forward, okay? I see you leaving behind these two thoughts, right? This could be like you really wanting to be a model, or you really wanting to become a famous celebrity, you really wanting to become a dancer, okay? And you loved that idea, but it's almost like you're realizing that had to do with like the ego because you asked yourself why and you couldn't find an answer that didn't seem selfish, right? Now, I'm not saying that we shouldn't pursue things in life that don't light us up, you know, even if it's feeding the ego, for example, but I mean, we are here to live a human experience, so some things should absolutely be ego-related, okay? But to me, this is talking about just like the mind that you guys are developing, okay? So I'll be honest, when I first drew this card, I was like, wow, that's a interesting card to describe the year ahead. It doesn't really seem like grand, but to me it makes sense now, okay? Because I feel like my pile ones are really, really becoming stronger with your mind, okay? It's like your mental power and your will, okay? And you're developing drive, okay? So this opportunity that's coming, it's like an opportunity it's like sorting things out, right? You're going to have this moment or something's going to be a stimuli that leads you to realize some things you had been carrying are no longer, You've changed over the last year. And it's like, you're okay with dropping them, and that's new to you, right? Because like, look at you, you're juggling all these different thoughts, right? All these different ideas that you have for what you want to pursue, okay? And what you want to go after and how you want to do it, right? I see you sorting through and keeping many, perhaps too many, pile one, but at least dropping some behind, okay? And I see you being able to get away from this period of like just lack, okay? And lack can mean so many different things, okay? It could be, scarcity in a relationship, a lack of love. It could be a lack of abundance, a lack of creativity. I see you moving far away from that, okay? So what is this upcoming obstacle? Interesting, okay? The magician. So, right, okay. So you have all the tools at your disposal right now, regardless of whether or not that's something that you can acknowledge, okay? And I see this as being the potential hurdle, okay? You not recognizing that you just have to begin, right? You might not have, exactly, this is such a lame example. Can I think of something else? Oh, this is so random. Okay, so it's like you wanted to start a cooking channel on YouTube, and your kitchen is not your favorite, you know. You don't have like the prettiest knives or the prettiest cutting board or the coolest lighting setup, right? But you literally have a knife, a cutting board, and ideas, right? And good enough light to film, and you have a camera, and maybe not everything is perfect, but it's like you have to actually begin, right? That's like the most important part, is to recognize that you do have enough to start, okay? And so this is what I see as being something potentially challenging for you, pile one, is sort of learning how to balance and juggle all the tools that you have at your disposal, okay? Yeah. The Magician, you know, it can be the trickster card. I never got that. The Magician was like one of my favorite cards. I love the Rose Garden, okay? And again, this color of yellow awareness, right? So I see you guys being able to, you know, really benefit from using your mind, especially to get over some sort of cycle or rut that you were in, right? It feels like you needed to experience that for simply the experience, so you know not to return there, or what that feels or looks like, okay? And now in 2022, as we move forward into the year of harmony, you're becoming aware of how powerful you are, okay? Because every single person is like a mini God. I love saying that on this channel because it's true. We're all like individual sparks of consciousness. And some people believe that so consciousness can express itself, but it's the idea that we have godlike abilities, okay? So we have a conscious mind, unlike animals, right? Or at least not to the degree that humans have it, okay? So we have the ability through creation and creative power to alchemize anything, to manifest anything, to change our situation, and it just comes from this awareness, okay? And developing, you know, an ability to utilize all the tools at your disposal, okay? Cups, feelings, emotion. How can you bring emotion into the situation to alchemize it, okay? Wands, drive, passion, energy. How can you get fired up to be able to make these moves? Swords, intuition, okay? You know, thoughts, especially ones that are burdensome. How can we use our mind to cut away these negative aspects, okay? Pentacles, talents, resources, earth. How can we find more pleasure living in life right now, okay? So this is what I see as your obstacle. Just take that as a note, okay? So what's our advice, you know, to dealing with this obstacle? Interesting, okay? Wheel of Fortune, 10, end of cycles. What I get, and this is a fast-moving card, and I like to see it upright, okay? So the Wheel of Fortune, what I like to use as sort of like a visual or metaphor is a, sorry, why am I blanking on this? A grain mill, right? So you have to take action, right? That flour the grain cannot be turned into flour without water to move it, okay, to crush it, right? And the reason why we crush the grain to make flour is that flour is a lot more profitable, right? You can make a lot more money off flour. You can also utilize flour in so many different ways, okay? But it requires action. If there's no water, if there was no mechanism hooked up in order to turn that grindstone, you would not have any results, right? So the Wheel of Fortune is basically a card of action, okay? My advice for you, pile one, is to literally just do it. Make like Nike and just do it, okay? I cannot advise this enough because it's something that I can like tell myself over and over and over again. You know, use your time to sense when you have enough information and just make the decision to try, okay? I feel like all you need to do this year is to throw darts, you know, and not worry about so much of them hitting a bullseye, but like just putting dots on the map, right? You just need to take your aim and shoot, okay? Because that's going to help you. Basically, what I see is like you could learn many lessons quickly and then, you know, get out of this faster if you take action. But if you stall and sit in this energy of not feeling like you're able to move or utilize anything at your disposal, okay, you're going to delay and delay and delay, okay? But this is actually very, like, I'm glad that I can tell you this. It's very clear to me, okay? It's like all you have to do is make a move and it will tell you yes or no, you know? Whether or not, okay, let's go back to our cooking YouTube channel, okay? So it's like you were like, well, I could do it this way, but the lighting is kind of weird. And then you try it and then you liked it. That's a benefit, right? That's a benefit of, using action and alchemizing your situation to move forward, okay? Or you could just sit there and let weeks go by trying to make enough money, to buy all the equipment you want, but you could have been utilizing all that time to make trial and errors, right? That's what I just see as your theme, kind of, is like trial and error, okay? But the emphasis is more on trusting yourself, utilizing the mind that you developed last year, this year, okay? Utilizing that at your disposal, okay, in 2022, all right? Now, this final card here, King of Cups, right? This is our, goals and dreams, what we aspire to and how we're going to make things work, okay? So it feels like especially a large amount of emotion, okay? Now, for those of us out here who are more spiritually inclined, you can use the law of attraction, okay, to magnetize yourself for something. And if you know anything about the law of attraction, it's the power of visualization coupled with emotion that brings that reality into being. Because all you have to do is desire something, sit with it for a little bit of time, long enough to feel it inside you, okay? I do see a heightening of your solar plexus this year, okay? Feeling it in your stomach. When you can recognize that feeling of it like existing, or, let yourself visualize it, and, if you have to pretend to feel it, that's totally fine. But once you feel that emotion, it's instantly created, and it's a matter of, becoming sort of a match for that, If you believe that that's coming, it's coming for you, okay? It feels like we're really drawing a lot of attention on emotion, okay? So this could also be like talking and sharing to other people. Yeah, I got a teacher of sorts, like psychology, something like that. Potentially some of your spiritual people who have been doing it sort of like in the shadows, but it's time to come out and share those gifts with other people. King of Cups, okay? So it's like a very romantic, poetic person, but he's emotionally stable, okay? He's like really emotionally mature. He has a wealth of emotional abilities, okay? I see you, like your goals and dreams, okay? So you could be like wanting to be like a singer, something to do with communication, okay? You could want to be like a romantic poet, or just want to write romance, or simply want to experience great love, okay? And we'll move into your love aspect here in a couple seconds. But I see utilizing emotion as your superpower in 2022, okay? How can you, if you feel like you're in a rut and you feel like you can't get this wheel to move, do a deep dive. I hate saying deep dive because it's kind of scary, and things do not have to be that deep, literally, okay? King of Cups, if you feel like you're in a rut and you don't know how to go forward, write about it, okay? I see you utilizing like creative poetry, listening to very interesting music that's different than what you usually do, something that, gets your heart moving, I see you utilizing emotion, okay? Feeling, okay? Maybe even, seeking out a psychic advisor, okay? If you really need more assistance. Again, I do have information linked below. You can book personal readings with me for a much more specific year ahead forecast, okay? But let's move ahead and take a look at your love life, okay? So this can be, specifically, I am looking at romance. I am a hopeful romantic. I'm not a hopeless romantic, but I'm definitely love. And let's just take a peek. What I was saying, what I mean is this could be relationships with like friends and family too. But I like to really take a look at love. Okay, this is for pile 1. Okay. Wow. Okay. Beautiful. So I really, really love to see this card for you guys. Okay. They don't necessarily need to be reversed. Okay. I don't really take reversals with this deck, but this card, it's so beautiful. Okay. And what I get is like almost shivers. Okay. I just feel really happy for you because it feels like 2021 was a struggle. okay? And you learned a lot of lessons about money and your career and, making ends meet. Something like that, okay? Or at the very least, your mind and the power, excuse me. So whenever I have like a clench in my throat like that, it tells me that I'm relaying information that is sensitive to you, okay? And what I got immediately, this free yourself, along with the Page of Swords, is like a breath of fresh air, yeah, okay? It's like you are finally going to be able to free yourself this year, okay? And it's like from your mind, okay? Because it feels like, yeah, you guys have creative talents to boot, okay? You can tap into the darker aspects of life and bring them out and help people relate to them, right? You transmute sorrow and melancholy and grief, okay, and sadness. You transmute it into art, okay? And it's really healing to people, okay? So I see something, a past life relationship, yeah, okay? So this, at first, I thought this was healing family karma. But when I looked at this and read that it was actually past life, I got like a little shiver action in my legs. So I actually feel like you guys, as a result of doing this, work to, inspire yourself, to learn a bit about self-confidence, I see some figure coming into your life, okay? And you're going to feel as if you know them already, okay? And it's going to be super passionate, okay? And it's most likely because this is a past life relationship. You guys just decided to meet up again in this incarnation, which is grand, okay? But I want you, pile one, to see yourself as this incredible unicorn, okay? I want you guys to feel like your uniqueness is something that's meant to be shared with others and to shine, okay? Is there anything else I see? In all matters love and romance, it's like, if you do not feel this level of just sumptuous love right now, okay, sensuality and sexuality in your present relationship, for those of you who are in a relationship, ask yourself this free yourself card, it's time to take back control of your life. What did your gut tell you? If your gut was like, oh my God, this is a confirmation that I should leave him or her, okay, there's something much bigger for you out there, and you should, okay? But again, use your discernment, okay? If you looked at this and you were kind of, feeling it, this everything that we've discussed, and you're like, I really do need to give myself a chance to stand on center stage. Once you do, okay, and once you develop a foothold here, okay, and are able to stand in this newfound self-confidence, you will bring in this romantic partner, okay? Now, I do want to draw one final message for you guys. It's going to be messages from the void. I literally haven't done this in so long. I'm excited for what comes out. Okay. 2. Oh my God, absolutely. It says have more fun. Can you guys see that? Have more fun. Yes, absolutely. And try not to design the entire roadmap. Ooh, I like that. Okay. So it feels, yes. Okay, so your big lesson is learning about baby steps, okay? And cause and effect, okay? And finding the right measure, okay? I see sort of you needing to balance your desires and thoughts, okay? And to sort of reel in this impulse to sort of be everything, to gain a lot of success, okay? It's like you need to have more fun, just literally what the card says, okay? And I think it's going to shift your energy. Last year, it felt heavy for you guys. It felt like not your favorite year, okay? And it feels like moving forward in 2022, we're getting control of our mind. We're having more fun, which raises our vibration. At the very least, it fills us with, the great chemicals in our body, and it allows us to shift from someone who's more pessimistic to someone who's more optimistic. And I think that you guys could really benefit from that. Okay, but try not to design the entire roadmap. Okay, so when you sense that something is calling you, okay, or you have a desire, however you want to look at it, don't run for it. Take steps. Don't be cautious, but don't try to like give it 1000% because I feel like you guys burn yourself out or you get blinded by how long the road is, okay, and how to get from A to B, and you sort of convince yourself it's impossible because it's such a long journey, okay? But you just need to take the first step and see what comes of it. Take the next step and see what comes of it. It's all about taking baby steps for you in 2022. Okay, so guys, that is the end of your reading, and I really hope that you liked it. If you're not already following, consider following. If you could, give me a big thumbs up. It really helps support the channel. It also helps other people find these messages too. And again, if you'd like to book a personal reading, I have the link below. It is the only place I will list. And until next reading, guys, stay divine. Hello, Pile 2, and welcome to your reading, everyone who chose this beautiful piece of clear quartz. Okay, so clear quartz, if you guys like to use crystals, can stand in for any stone, okay? You can utilize it for any purpose. I love clear quartz, you know, it's one of my favorites. I just like how it looks, but it also is really good for clarity, okay? So maybe you guys could use a little clarity, but honestly, I was just using these crystals as, you know, visual cues. Okay, into your reading. I'm already sort of like locking into it. Okay, so I really like the colors. Okay, it feels really balanced, right? I get like a really cooler, calmer persona compared to pile 1. Okay, so we have a couple different themes that we're going to address before we get into romance, relationships. To start off the bat, okay, so this is your theme for the year. Two of Swords in reversed, okay? So usually the Two of Swords talks about like being indecisive, okay, if it's in reverse. So I also look at reversals just as the energy that you're learning, okay? So to me, it feels like you guys are learning to use your intuition, okay? You're learning to understand when you've had long enough to weigh up something like pros and cons, when you've had enough time to sit and distill your thoughts, all right, and when is it time to make a decision and actually pursue something, okay? Before I get into the reading, I feel like everyone in pile 2, like you guys are really interested in building something, okay? Enterprise, entrepreneur, your own business, okay? Your career especially, you guys. Pile 1 was more oriented to mind and potentially spirituality. You guys are more like of the earthly realm, okay? But this theme, okay? Again, I see you guys, your biggest theme is learning about intuition, okay? Learning to trust yourself, okay? And if you stall on making a decision, you're going to cause... okay, not only is indecisive not really a good quality, but you're going to confuse yourself. That's what I meant to say, right? You're going to use your intelligence against yourself, right? You're going to hem and haw for too long that all the pros and cons kind of blend together, and then it seems really impossible to sort them out, and it feels like your decision's impossible to make at that point, okay? So just keep this in mind, all right? This is your main theme, okay? So what are we leaving behind? Okay, so it's like slow and steady wins the race, okay? And it feels like perhaps you guys were learning that you have to take steps that might look like baby steps at first in order to get somewhere bigger and grander, okay? So it feels like you guys have been in a period where you guys were planting something, okay? This could be a project, a creative project, a business especially, learning about a talent, okay? Any of those things. This is a general reading. If you want something more specific, feel free to follow the link below in the description box. You guys can book personal readings with me. It is the only place I will ever list them from, okay? So don't get scammed. Again, so this Knight of Pentacles, what are we leaving behind? For some of us, we're leaving behind an old career, okay? It's really interesting because this next card, you know, the talent that we're expressing, to me, the Eight of Cups says leaving something behind. Okay, and I'm just being pulled between the two of them right now, okay? So this talent, it's like, that'd be interesting, wouldn't it? The ability to, you know, leave something behind, to recognize when the time is right to leave something behind, okay? But again, I'm getting ahead of myself. So it feels like moving from a period where you were having slow growth and you're meant to really experience something in 22 that really shifts your finances, especially, or gets this creative project off the ground. Okay, this Knight of Pentacles, he is super reliable. Okay, he might not stay around to the bitter end, but he also very well could be. He is the most reliable knight in this deck, in my opinion. Okay, he really knows how to get his hands dirty. All right, he's also, for being of the Pentacles, he's very creative. He works with the void. Okay, so to me, it's like we're leaving behind, the initial phase of building something. Okay. To me, this Knight of Pentacles, it's like climbing the career ladder, okay? It's like you're past the phase of internship. That's in the past, right? You're past the initial stages of setting a foundation and you're ready to build upon the foundation, okay? And then hopefully to reap some rewards, okay? That's the energy that we're leaving behind. Maybe a slower approach, okay? A cautious approach. Some of you have been sitting in more of a stagnant energy, okay? Just felt too slow, and then as a result, confusing, okay? But it feels like it's preparatory, okay? It feels like you've been preparing all throughout 2021 for something bigger in 2022, okay? So this talent, what are we going to be expressing this year? Interesting. I have no clue. Okay, I didn't do this for pile one, but I'm going to draw on this. What is this talent? Okay, what are we really going after in 2022? I love the moon, I will say. She looks super judgy, okay? Some of you could be leaving behind something that you started, okay? And you were growing it, and you were, diligent. You really were, but, something felt out of place or wrong, okay? And you just truly didn't feel in alignment with it, or it's something you just didn't want to bring into fruition. And that's for some of you. Again, this is general. Okay, the Lovers, yeah. Okay. So for some of us, this is talking about romance, okay? And it's like leaving, except with the self, okay? It feels like perhaps some of you had really boxed yourself in, okay, over the last couple years, or maybe throughout life. And it feels like your identity is shifting, okay? And it feels like you are developing into the new version of yourself, okay, who might look really different than the past, okay? And who's going to be experimenting with new things, okay? For some of us, this is like leaving behind, honestly, for some of you, it's leaving behind an old sexuality, okay? An old construct of gender. Maybe you guys are, a little bit more fluid than you thought you were originally, okay? I'm getting that. But this Lover card, as a clarification of this talent, it feels like you have the ability to express your emotions deeply, okay? I get the need to sort of share your emotions, okay? At least your ability to illustrate them, right? I feel like you're really good at communicating. I'm getting a lot of pressure on my forehead, third eye area. So I feel like you guys, because you do have some water elements going on, it's like you're able to sort of transform what your experience has been in the realm of love into something that's beautiful and inspiring to others, okay? And it feels like perhaps your journey has been odd or slow or not favorable, okay? And it feels like you're moving away from that, and you almost could be someone who inspires other people, okay? I don't get this as teaching other people how to leave uncomfortable situations, but I get like just by you simply expressing yourself to the fullest, and not boxing in your identity, you're sort of, becoming someone who people look up to as a result, okay? It's like what am I trying to say? You're not the teacher, you lead by example, okay? And that in and of itself is an expression that's really helpful to people, okay? I know this is not sounding like a talent, but This is what I'm getting. Okay, so if I had to specifically put that towards a talent, yeah, it's like creative writing, okay, or poetry or singing, or art, something like that. Okay, I think that you guys could express yourself a little bit more in art. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. We are going to move forward into, a future opportunity, okay? So this King of Wands, he is extremely artistic, okay? And very good at delegating, especially, okay? And he is super self-confident, okay, and attractive. And attractive in the sense that it's his self-confidence that attracts people, not necessarily the scientific beauty standard, okay? But it has everything to do with art, okay? And I feel like those of you who have this entrepreneurial spirit, I see you guys building something and folding in art, okay? So it's like if you were someone who, oh geez, I love that all the ideas I'm currently thinking of are art related. What would be something that's not art related? Okay, so it's like you want to train horses for a living, okay? Something to do, like you want to be an equine massage therapist, okay? It's like utilizing a creative talent you have in order to express yourself better and thus attract more clients, okay? Something along those lines. This opportunity I see is also potentially a figure coming into your life to assist you. I get this emphasis on money, but I get that you guys are stable already and you're trying to make more, okay? You're trying to level up and go into a new direction, okay? Or just level up, like sort of step over where you presently are. If you had been the intern, you want to skip whatever that intermediate phase is and go right to the boss, okay? That's the energy I get from you guys. I know I'm being a little bit long-winded, but it's like, you guys are inspirational people and super capable. Like I don't have to hold your hand is what I feel like this energy is, okay? But there's something emotional going on that is something that you need to develop, okay? It's like sensuality. It's like you've been a little bit too focused potentially on showing up every day, being dedicated, and it's like you need to live a little, okay? You need to experience a little bit more love and less time in the office, okay? That's coming through. But this opportunity, okay, King of Wands, he's like art. I just look at him as art and a leader, okay? So I see you guys stepping up in the arena that you presently occupy well. Like you are good at what you do presently. Okay, I get that. I see you moving forward into more of an authoritative figure in that field. Okay, so just keep that in mind, right? It's like leveling up energy is all I see throughout this whole reading. Okay, we got an upcoming obstacle here. Yeah, it's like looking to, I see a single. Okay, I see you being single and like, making your money, but like it's not going to be fulfilling ultimately if you just focus on finances, okay? I don't see that as being something that's going to make you fulfilled, even though this is your dream and desire, okay, to be financially independent and stable, okay, and self-sufficient. But I see this obstacle, this Nine of Pentacles, greed, okay? I see greed as being an obstacle for you guys. Gluttony, something along these lines. It's a message here, you guys, pile two, to express more gratitude for what you have, and that's going to be the key to building more. Okay, this advice right here, how to deal with this obstacle. This Two of Pentacles in reverse is juggling potentially too much, and it's okay. So upright, you're doing a great job juggling everything. Reverse, I think you guys can sort of pick up on what I'm saying. It's like burning the candle at both ends, okay? And it's like taking on too much, because I think that you guys sense this leveling up and you guys sense a new energy coming through, and you guys are aware of your sort of like confidence and courage, okay? I feel like that you guys are really capable people, and can achieve whatever you desire and have seen that firsthand. And you like want to run forward, okay? And keep gobbling up things and like stacking your plate even higher as you go. But I see it toppling if that's what you do, okay? I see a more stable approach, you know, a little bit of the energy of the Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles up there, but building on that slow and steady, okay? I see you leaving the foundation phase behind and moving forward into building on that, okay? But we sort of want to, you know, take some time away from the office, go into nature, treat yourself to like fine things, okay? Within a good measure, right? Try not to overindulge. That is the biggest caution, overindulging. And I see overindulging in work, honestly. And yes, so whenever my throat pinches like that, it means I'm relaying information that's like super important, okay, you guys? We are really drawing attention to like not overindulging, okay? Because you're going to be excited in 2022, and I see you building something towards a lot of success, potentially even fame and notoriety, okay? As a result of, you know, heeding this advice to sort of sit with something, learn about discernment, learn what your intuition is saying, and just go, okay? But temper that, okay? You don't want to rock the boat too much. If you take on too much, it causes imbalances in your life, right? And you've worked way too hard so far to topple this apple cart, okay? So this is just a little caution to sort of, you know, reel it in just a little bit, okay? So how are we going to achieve our goals, okay? And what are our goals and dreams? I see another person potentially, okay? You guys got two kings in your deck, a lot of masculine energy, right? A lot of drive and willpower and action and sometimes brute force, okay? So this King of Pentacles, you know, you clearly desire a fine life. You clearly desire it all, right? Earthly pleasures, money in the bank, lots of streams of income, okay, stability, again, self-reliance. And how are you going to achieve that? I think look up to people, okay? I think find this figure or this figure is going to find you. Now, the gender doesn't matter. It's just the energy of masculinity, okay? Which is all that I already listed, okay? So this King of Pentacles, though, he is a authority figure in this field, especially, I think, building wealth. You guys are really interested in wealth, okay? Or a career or a talent, okay? Honestly, let's just draw a card for that from this yellow deck. Okay, talking about money, talking about Mission Possible. Yeah, you guys are feeling so confident right now, okay? I think that's what I'm picking up on. That's why I was like, I feel like I don't have to hold your guys' hands. But you have your eye on a prize that's really large, okay? It might be over C. Get the scoop. Okay, so yeah, what I'm seeing is that your dream and your goal and your aspiration is wealth and success, and that is what's happening in 2022, okay? But I think you should get the scoop from someone who's a bit more talented or wiser, at the very least experienced in this field, okay? Because they're going to help you clear hurdles that were in their way, and you're going to be able to get where you want faster, because you guys are a little impatient. You're going to be able to get where you want to be by seeking out this counsel, okay? That's what I'm seeing for you guys. So let's take a peek at romance before we wrap this up. Okay. Wow. Engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. Maybe that's why this Lovers came out. It's interesting though, okay? I wouldn't necessarily read those reversals as engagement. You want to come out. Okay. Reconciliation. Someone from your past is, that's why. Okay. So you guys originally were not the people to take back your exes. Okay, but honestly, I see them coming back, and I see them coming back with a vengeance. Like, they are obsessed with you, okay? And they really know that they F-U-C-K-E-D up, okay? And they miss you, okay? And they realize that they just screwed up, and they were not in a stable place in their life, and they were not capable of being in a relationship at that time, but they are now, okay? I see that for you guys in my pile too. I see for those of you who are in committed relationships, don't really have anything to say for you guys. Okay, I don't think that we're drawing any attention to it, so things must be great. For those of us who are single, I see love, okay? Quite literally, you got engagement, okay? And reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life, okay? Ultimately, obviously, you guys, it's up to you. You know, it's up to you if you want to take them back. But yeah, my first flash of insight was, you know, this energy of leaving something behind, okay? And lovers being in reversed. It's like, no, not really going to give this person a chance. Maybe consult your intuition, okay? Maybe take the time to step out of the office once in a while, pile 2, and live life a little bit. And you might feel differently about this, okay? So this is what I'm getting for you guys. I will draw one final message from the void, okay? You don't know how influential you truly are. Okay, yeah. So in the beginning, I know I was being long-winded about this, you know. I see you guys influencing people, not necessarily being the teacher, but leading by example, okay? When this comes out, it's so heartfelt, and it's because you guys truly don't see that, okay? You don't understand how influential you are. Like, for example, oh my God, please don't take this as like narcissistic of me, but I went to the gym early this morning, and I usually don't go until like midday. And so I looked good. I felt good after my workout. I went to the grocery store, and everyone I saw, it's a Saturday morning, was like in sweats. They just looked dead, honestly. I'm not trying to be rude right now, but I feel like everyone in South Carolina, why did I say that? Someone here must be from South Carolina. Everyone here in Southern California is like a zombie, okay? I don't know what it is, but here I am walking through with an obvious lust for life, and I knew in that moment that I was supposed to, you know, shake up my day and walk through that grocery store because everyone I passed just stared at me. And it was because my energy was so high. You know, I was in such a good mood. I was feeling attractive, which makes me attractive. And I just had this great energy, you know. I was going to do this reading today. I was looking forward to that. And that is someone who is influential, and you don't realize it. Just simply showing up and being there influences people. For example, you might take your hair for granted, or your style for granted, okay? Or your intelligence for granted. But other people notice that. It's just not something they might share with you often, okay? I think this is an important message for you guys. You don't know how truly influential you are, okay? Again, like, it's like believe in yourself, but try to see yourself from a different lens as well, okay? So this is your reading for 2022, okay? I hope you guys liked it. If you're not following, hit that subscribe button. If you could, give me a big thumbs up. It really helps support the channel. It helps other people receive these messages too. If you'd like a more personalized reading, you can book that following the link in the description box below. Again, it is the only place I will ever list a link like that. Don't get scammed out there. They are out and about, those scammers. And until next time, Pile 2, stay divine. Hello, Pile 3, and welcome to your reading for everyone who chose this beautiful piece of Tiger's Eye. Tiger's Eye is a great psychic protection stone, but to me it also talks about creativity. Okay, so let's start with your reading. Before we get into romance, we're going to do day-to-day / career, okay? So we have a couple themes we're going to look at. Your main theme for 2022 is Page of Cups, okay? In reverse. Basically, that just tells me you're learning about this Page of Cups. Okay, learning to be less naive, learning to be maybe potentially less blinded by lust, less romantic, okay? Not necessarily learning to be less romantic, but I feel like you're learning how to balance your emotions, especially involving romance, okay? There seems to be a lot of power in expecting the unexpected this year for my Pile 3s, okay? I also see growth and transformation, especially for those of you who have had a hard time in 2021. However, I don't see that as being many of you, okay? So here's our energy that we're leaving. We're leaving the world, okay? So for some of us, 2021 was not fun. I feel like a lot of people feel this way. For you, that is not the case. You actually had a very pleasant 2021, okay? you had rewarding experiences, you got far in whatever sort of aspects that you were most interested in. The world comes out only when you were like at the end of a cycle, okay? Learned many lessons and ended on an up, okay? It's like a celebratory card, right? It's the most positive card in the deck, right? And it feels like you guys have, done some work, some serious-ish, and reaped the rewards in 2021, okay? So that is the energy that we're leaving behind, okay? So it's time to start something new, okay? Now, this area right here, this is going to be talking about what talents you're going to be expressing this year. Sports, okay? So whatever that is, okay? You have a talent, some athletic ability, okay? This could be anything from horseback riding to synchronized swimming. What? Those are so random. So yeah, any sort of sport, okay? That seems to be where you're going to be expressing your talents, okay? And it would be, beneficial for you. Moving forward, this Ace of Cups is talking about your future opportunities, okay? To me, this talks about love, okay? So I feel like for my pile threes, you could be getting the love of your life in 2022, okay? And this might have something to do with you completing the Fool's Journey, right? From going through the entire major arcana and ending up at the World, okay? So it feels like you have been through the ups and downs of life, okay? And you learned a little bit about faith, okay? And as a result, you are getting what you desire at the very least, okay? So we're drawing a lot of attention to water lilies, okay? So there is an ancient Indian proverb that, makes a metaphor out of, makes a proverb out of the water lily, okay? And it is a water lily that grows from the squelch and mud and muck of a river bottom or lake bottom, grows through all of that to produce an unusually beautiful bloom, okay? So if you guys have ever seen water lilies, they seem extremely extravagant and out of place for where they usually are. They're usually in a bog or, a lake. And the blooms are beautiful, okay? And it feels like you guys have grown too through 2021. You have made it through some ups and downs. You've made it through some ugliness, and you have landed on top, right? Okay? That's amazing. So this opportunity I see this as love, okay? But I also see this as an opportunity. It has something to do with a talent for expressing your emotion, okay? And this is like being able to sing on stage for some reason is what I'm getting, okay? This Ace of Cups, it's like let yourself feel loved, okay? And worthy of love, and then that's what's coming in, okay? Yeah, I get this attention to expecting the unexpected, right? And for some reason, I feel like I have to convince you guys of that, but you've gone through it, okay? And you were able to get through sort of a tumultuous year and not be burdened by that. That talks about someone who has an evolved soul, okay? And it's time to get some good in this life, okay? In this life, I meant this year moving forward. Okay, so we have upcoming obstacles, potentially lacking a clear plan, okay? And I see, what would be beneficial is setting realistic boundaries, or others will set them for you. Okay, this especially talks about family and friends and not burning the candle at both ends. Okay, so it feels like, this obstacle, this lack of direction, or potentially, lack of a plan, we obviously need to treat the opposite of that, right? We need to become clear about what we desire and create an action plan, okay? And this is going to take time and energy, so you might have less, right? You might have less to give to others, and it's super important to honor this desire that you have, okay? Whatever this opportunity seems to be, you guys have two aces, and the World is a particularly auspicious spread, I'm going to say. So this 9 is also a number of success, okay? And it's like giving yourself it, okay? It feels like I feel like you guys need to fill up your cup, okay? And it's like as a result of going through something in 2021 and not being brought down by it, okay? It's like growing through the storm, okay? And emerging the other side as you yourself a rainbow is what I'm getting, okay? Just remember that it's going to be important to set realistic boundaries, okay? This might be you, yourself. You might have a tendency to overexert yourself, to go out all the time, to overcommit yourself, and that's going to sort of steal from your energy, right? And it's going to leave you feeling a little down for the count, a little beat up, worse for the wear, okay? And it's time to sort of, figure out this next plan, your next move, right? Indeed, because you're leaving the world, which means that you're starting the fool's journey all over again, right? And many trials and tribulations to come, okay, over the years, okay? So what do I see as, your goals and dreams or how to achieve them? Chariot in reverse, okay? So we're putting the brakes on, okay? We are being advised not to charge forward, okay? And I think it's because you guys need to develop self-confidence for some reason, right? And I think that there might be a partnership here that comes into fruition in 2022 that really helps you, okay? It's like you need to sort of figure out how to attach, so this cart right here is being pulled by two sphinxes, which are usually, granite or marble, okay, certainly not mobile. And it's like you need to sort of figure out the why moving forward, and that's gonna help this plan come into action, right? You obviously want to leave somewhere. You want to go somewhere new. You want to embark somewhere new. I get that, obviously. Maybe it has something to do with medicine. But it feels like you need to sit a beat and almost enjoy the energy of being in the world and sort of digest this year in order to come out on top, right? I get this idea of needing to sort of digest what you experienced and then sort of feel like it's like, what next? Okay, there's this pause, there's this period of, attaching the harness to the horses, maybe swapping out a mechanism that wasn't, fit for you before and isn't going to take you away anymore. It's like finding a new ox for the cart, okay? I hope this is making sense for you guys. So your reading is also moving along very quickly, okay, comparatively to the other cards or the other spreads. But I am just going to continue and I'm going to draw a couple cards for romance, okay? Because we might be focusing here. You wanted to come out right away. This could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. Interesting. Okay. Let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. Okay. So this could be the one card. I feel like if you were to continue at this pace, you would stride right on by and miss something, okay? That's why we're learning about this Page of Cups this year. We're learning about romance. We're learning about what we desire in terms of love, okay? And what we seek in a partner. I feel like you guys are a little naive, a little young, and those are not bad things. Everyone should be naive when they're young, okay? It's not a bad trait. I just feel like you guys might need to develop emotionally this year, okay? This opportunity, this future opportunity, we're drawing a lot of attention to emotion, okay? And feelings. And I think that you guys, you could have started somewhere new. You could have started school this year and, you made it through the year and landed on top, right? You got A's, okay? You breezed through the course material, okay? It seems like we're celebrating something, some sort of completion, okay? And it's time to get off the treadmill for a little bit, okay? It's time to enjoy some of the other aspects of life that happen in between, okay? Does that make sense? So if we're constantly churning and chugging along and trying to learn, spiritual lessons, lessons of the earth plane, it feels like right now we're being called to sort of, this is not a hermit mode, so don't be afraid of that. It's just like, you guys need to figure out why in 2022, okay? What mechanism drives you forward, okay? What is going to get you from A to B, okay? How are you going to experience fresh pastures, okay? Potentially in love, okay? But I get that you guys want to go elsewhere, okay? That is your goal, okay? But I feel like there's cause for more research to be done, okay? We need to sort of figure out a little bit more of a concrete plan moving forward. And I want to draw one more romance card. Sorry, I've been shuffling this whole time. Okay, romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. Okay, what were you? Honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. Okay. So you guys got 4 romance cards. That is twice as many as the other piles. Okay. Oh, okay, so I feel like you guys did meet someone, and it may not have gone anywhere. And I think it's because you had, your head in a different place, okay? And I think, this world card, it's obviously what we're leaving behind, but I think because we're in such a good place, it's not like we're really leaving the world phase behind, though we are starting a new journey for sure, absolutely. But it's like we're able to hold on to that, okay? Hold on to the good things that we developed in 2021, okay? We're moving forward into 2022 with them all, okay? And a wealth of experience, okay? And it's time for you guys to learn a little bit about love and romance, okay? I think that potentially if you guys were pulled to pile 2, you might take a look. That was kind of career-based. But this feels, it's slightly different. It's like I'm even speaking a lot more gently compared to the other piles, okay? It's like I almost have to convince you guys to consider love as being like worthy, or like romance as being something that you're interested in, okay? Maybe you guys have some trauma in the way of love, okay? But I don't know. I see something really beautiful for you guys, okay? Especially with these water lily cards, okay? It feels like you almost don't want to allow yourself to feel love. And this is like real love. This isn't just like hookups. This is like someone who has been treating, or someone that you met, okay, who's treating you right in 2021, and you were in a different spot because you were feeling on top of the world, right? You didn't want to be pinned down by anyone, okay? Now, I think that there's some advice from your friends that you also potentially could listen to, okay? And really, again, weren't in the right headspace to sort of pick up on that, okay? But your reading has so much to do with love, okay? I'm going to pull a couple more cards. I'm going to go, actually, I'm going to go with this deck first, okay? Really? Okay. Door and preparing to move. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, when one door closes, another one opens. Preparing to move is like this, Ace of Swords in reverse. It talks about needing to create a more concrete action plan. Okay. So I get you guys sort of staying closer to home this year, though you do want to travel, you do want to go out and about, but I feel like it's because we don't quite know where, what, how, why, and or who, okay? And that will rob us of our energy and the lessons we learned, okay, in 2021. It feels like you guys need to develop a stable foundation in 2022, okay? You need to build on and hold on to these lessons that you learned over the couple last years. Maybe some of you have done a little bit of a dark night of the soul, or you guys have been doing a little bit of a deep dive or learning about yourself. And it feels like the lessons that you picked up need to be felt. They need to be, you need to marinate in them. What am I trying to say? You need to affirm them. You need to, what am I trying to say? Gosh darn it. I make this reference all the time, and of course I'm dropping it from my mind right now. What is this? It's you just need to live in them so that it becomes your new normal, okay? And so that you don't forget them, and so that you can move forward and thus inspire people, because I feel like you guys are really inspirational people. But for some reason, you turn away from love. I don't know why that is, okay? And maybe some of you in here just truly do desire love, and that's just coming forward for you. But I just feel like for the bulk of you, it's like you close the door on someone and maybe shouldn't have, okay? I'm getting that all from you've already met this romantic partner that you seek. Okay, and also beauty fell out a while ago. Yeah, it's like you guys really need to sort of figure out and examine the finer things in life, okay? And allow those to be worthy. You need to surround yourself in a lot of beauty this year, okay, pile 3? Yes, okay, that's what I'm getting. I don't know why I'm going so quiet for you guys. It's almost like it's just interesting, okay? I'm very interested to know about my pile threes, okay? I'm just gonna say it. I'm feeling nosy. I'm really curious about you. So this is towards the end of your reading. We do have one more message for you guys. Okay, two. This came out first. You're scared of success, but only because you know you can. Oh my God, that makes so much sense. Absolutely. Okay. And that's where the world came out. Okay, and also with these two aces, right? And then the chariot. That makes so much sense. Okay, I'm gonna need to say this to you guys again because I feel like it's super important. You're scared of success, but only because you know that you can succeed, okay? Whatever you are desiring, whatever this direction is, this chariot in reverse says that to me too. It's like you're capable, because look how beautiful this figure is, right? He's got the stars above him, he's got the sun on his head, okay, the moon on his shoulders, and he's just very beautiful, okay? He's really self-confident, okay? He just reminds me of Apollo, okay? He's got great hair. And he's got a laurel wreath on his head, which talks about success, okay? And he's riding off into battle or just, the future he wants to greet. And I get that. That's why you guys have this like really cool energy. It's really balanced, right? This mechanism, this action plan, it's almost like we put it off because if we don't have a plan, then we're, not going to go anywhere. So then we're never going to create this reality, which is success. Though you crave it, it's like you stop yourself for some reason, okay? I don't know why that is. It might have something to do with emotions, okay? I feel like you guys have some learning to do in the realm of emotions this year, okay? Also, like if you guys want a more personal reading, again, this is general, I can only tap into such specific energy. I have all that information listed below. You can just go to my Gumroad and there's a bunch of different options. You can choose your readings there. It's the only place I will ever list from, so do not get scammed. But yeah, you guys just need to figure out somehow you need to develop self-confidence, okay? And I think that there's someone to help you, okay? Young, less than 30. They're here to teach you some things about self-love, okay? Let's read this last message. There's no wrong path. It is your mind's unrest. Interesting. So these messages that I call from messages from the void, they're just channeled, right? So if I'll, whenever that happens, if a message pops in my mind and I feel like I have no clue where it came from, but it's super cool, I'll just write it down and stick it in this box. Okay, so there's no wrong path. It is your mind's unrest. I think that's potentially why we have this chariot. I'm drawing a lot of attention to the chariot because this is how you achieve your goals and dreams. Okay, this position right here. And yeah, your mind, there's no wrong path. Maybe that's why our Ace of Swords is in reverse. It's the energy of needing to just take a step forward, okay? And then another, and they're cumulative, okay? I also sense that you know that you can do whatever you put your mind to, and you've seen results of that, okay? And it scares you, okay? But this is subconscious, right? That's why we have so much water, okay? You're not quite aware that what you truly desire scares you, because if you were to achieve it, suddenly you would be on center stage. For example, if you wanted to sing, right? One day you would have to end up in an arena with thousands of people, and you'd have to be on stage singing in front of them, and not have your voice crack or forget the words. So that's subconscious, though. You wouldn't be thinking about that. You could romanticize the idea of being a singer, okay? I think some of you really, you guys really do, I keep trying to say require love, okay? In a romantic relationship. And you're scared of what that is because I think you were hurt in the past, okay? That's why we have the water lilies, all right? But I don't know. I see this really caring person, okay? You got the honeymoon card, romantic feelings, beauty popped out, and this can be the one, okay? So, yeah. I knew this reading was going to go in a different direction as soon as I drew this page of cups for you, okay? I was like, oh, I think we're talking about love. And I think that you guys could benefit from some doses of love in 2022. But again, this is the end of your reading, okay? And I hope that you guys really liked it. I hope that you found it useful. If you haven't already, you can consider subscribing. If you could, leave me a big thumbs up. It helps support the channel. It helps other people find these messages too. If you want to book a private reading, get a little bit more specific information about your year ahead or month or whatever reading you're looking for, you can find that information below. And until next time, Pile 3, stay divine. Hello, Pile 4, and welcome to your reading for everyone who chose this beautiful purple amethyst. Why did I have been saying purple amethyst ever since I started this tarot channel, and I cannot stop. It's just amethyst, okay? Amethyst is purple. But as I was just taking a peek at your cards, I was wondering when I was going to get my spiritual team, spiritual crew, okay? So it makes sense though, because this is the psychic stone, also about psychic protection too, okay? But I also have a lot of pressure on my crown chakra, third eye area, okay? So I think that you guys are spiritually gifted, okay? You came here not as a human incarnating back to human form, but I think that you came from elsewhere, okay? It could be a star, just elsewhere, okay? Because you have some gifts. Let's talk about this, okay? So your year ahead, okay? So your main theme seems to be about sorting out what you actually desire, okay? So when I see the Seven of Cups in reverse, it talks about the fog lifting, okay? In upright position, smoke screen, okay? You lose yourself in desires, okay? Maybe gluttony, beauty, okay? Power, wealth. In reverse, it talks about, learning about this. And I'm interested because this theme card right here has been in reverse for all 4 piles now, which makes sense to me because this is what we're learning about, okay? Reversals, I read them as, not the opposite meaning. I don't even know why I'm telling you this. Maybe you guys want to learn about tarot cards too, okay? I take it as something that the seeker is learning about or it's unknown to them, okay? I feel like you guys are learning about what you truly desire. Now, a good example of that would be when I was younger, all I wanted was success and fame and notoriety. But if I, after a lot of, deep dives and just searching, what I truly desire is self-sufficiency and peace of mind, right? Doesn't it sound way different? Riches, success, I wanted to be a fashion model, a movie star. And maybe some of those dreams can still happen, okay? But I'm getting that you guys are, yes, wow. So I just pulled these guys for you. I've been shuffling on the side to get more information. You're learning about your talents and gifts and desires and dreams, okay? And that's what 22 is about, 2022, okay? It breaks down to 6, the number of harmony, okay? This is an eye right here. I don't know if you can pick that up from there. Maybe you can see a little better here. It's an eye and then window. And I heard just like a window into your soul, okay? And you can see into other people's souls, okay? This Hierophant right here is how to achieve your goals and dreams. And it's the road less followed. It's an occult path, okay? And it's like a mystic healer or teacher, okay? You guys also got 2 angels in your spread, which is incredibly interesting, okay? I am getting ahead of myself. Okay, so this main theme for 2022, sorting out what is a genuine desire and what the ego is saying, okay? Sorting out what you yourself want and wish for versus your neighbors, your family, society, okay? That's your big goal this year, okay? Where have you guys been? This is the energy you're leaving. Self-healing, okay? The Temperance card is a card of healing and then like things working out behind this, behind the curtain, behind the scenes, okay? Out of sight, okay? And I just get that you guys have been learning a little bit more. Yeah, I honestly feel like you guys have been interested in spirituality, okay? And I think that you guys may have been learning about self-awareness and potentially where you come from, okay? Maybe that's why I picked up on that early on in this reading, okay? But this angel, they find the proper flow, okay? She has 1 foot rooted on earth and 1 in the water, okay? 1 in the subconscious mind, 1 in the conscious mind, okay? And she bridges the gap between both of them to make heaven on earth, okay? Heaven on earth is whatever reality it is you choose to desire, okay? Now we're leaving this behind, which to me, and it's in reverse, says that you mastered this lesson in 2021, okay? Which is remarkable, okay? Self-healing, that's interesting, okay? I get that you guys have strong intuition, natural psychic abilities, okay? But some of you could also be healers, and I'm getting that because of the Hierophant in reverse, as well as having 2 angel cards, okay? And major arcana cards. All right, so we're leaving this behind, and it's because we've mastered this lesson, okay? Now, there's a talent, okay, that we're expressing this year, and that's what I have in this position right here, okay? 2 of Swords in reverse. Intuition, okay? So yes, that would make sense, okay? Psychic hearing, seeing, okay? I get that you guys are like putting yourself on center stage to learn about your talents, especially having to do with spiritual gifts, okay? I want to draw a little clarifier. That's way too many. New path. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to leave this one out, actually, because I think that that's pretty accurate, okay? So this talent, okay, there's something to look forward to. We can look at it through that lens. It's like tuning into yourself as a result of mastering this lesson of temperance, okay? Let's move forward into Lover's card, okay? This is future opportunities, okay? So the Lover's card talks about the soul and all of its complexity, okay? We have the masculine and the feminine aspect. We are the divine, higher counterpart, but we all come from source, okay? And I feel like this opportunity is a chance to really utilize a power you have that you're not recognizing, okay? Because we're learning about all of these energies. Nearly every card, except interesting, we'll get to here, this one, is the only one that's upright, okay? So you're learning about where you come from, okay? And you're learning about spirituality specifically and how to share and utilize that with others on earth and how to potentially make a living at it, okay? Because I do see some of your desires, okay? You do desire notoriety, okay? You want success, riches, okay? And I just see that you are meant to grow spiritually this year, okay? Potentially to take a new path. I think that there's been something on your mind, okay? But potentially not making a decision has caused a lot of confusion for you, okay? Regarding that specific matter, okay? And I think it is this new path, and I think it's actually about spirituality, okay? So this opportunity, though, the Lover's card, for some of us, this is simply love, and we'll get to that at the end of this reading. We'll look at some romance. For others of us, it's an opportunity for soul growth, okay? And that might be accepting a mission of sorts, okay? Again, if I were, listening to this reading and I'd be like, what's your advice right now? I would say, seek out a spiritual counselor or a psychic, okay? You can ask them simply to tap into your energy, okay? And they can just tell you what they're seeing right away, okay? And you guys can use keen.com. It's a great source. And no, this is not sponsored, okay? But if you'd also like a specific reading, I offer those too. This is a general reading, so I can only get so specific. I have that link listed below, okay? So this right here, this position, this 3 of Wands in reverse is upcoming obstacles, okay? What's interesting is that the obstacle is feeling a little antsy and not having faith in the plan and feeling impatient. The advice card is quite literally to have faith in the plan. That's what the 2 of Wands says, okay? You've created a plan, now believe in it, okay? And this 3 of Wands, it's like, in reverse like this, it says, have faith that this is happening, okay? This new path is working out. And I like to see this card upright, okay? Because it does sort of doctor, the energy of impatience right here. This weariness that you might have for embarking on, a little bit of a journey, okay? Honestly, some of you might be interested in going on a little bit of a retreat, okay? One that's a little bit longer, potentially overseas, okay? To do a little bit more about self, okay? Maybe even learning about self-healing, but just especially self-awareness, okay? Because I got the sun coming in through pretty strongly for you guys. It does seem like a higher path. By a higher path, I mean higher as in higher God, a higher, what's it called? Source, okay? That's what I see for you guys. But this obstacle, it feels like you're a little second-guessing yourself, okay? And I think that's maybe what this is talking about too, okay? Even though, this is your talent, this seems to be like a psychic ability, okay? If I had to read that as talent, I would read that as psychic ability. But what I'm getting is that I think that you guys need to have a little bit more confidence, develop self-confidence, okay? Especially in the path of spirituality, okay? Or self-expression, or your sexuality, okay? Again, I can only be so specific. So this final card right here, okay? What are our goals and dreams? It's a teacher of sorts, okay? But in reverse, I get like the road less traveled on, okay? Doing things an unorthodox way, okay? Upright, the Hierophant says, rules are meant to be followed. In reverse, it says cult, unknown, mystery, okay? Mystery schools of teaching, alchemy, okay? It feels like there is a new path, and again, off camera, I got new again, and then clever, okay? So it feels like, I honestly think that some of you guys could teach a little bit about what you have learned. Maybe in 2022, okay? But maybe perhaps this Temperance card has been a little bit longer than that. I think that you guys have learned about self-healing and did it yourself, okay? And at the very least, self-awareness, okay? So awareness when an emotion comes through and it is either positive or negative, you're able to identify that. If it's negative, you're able to address it right then and there and not let it linger on your mind anymore, okay? For example, fear and anxiety, you're able to see if it's justified or not, okay? This Hierophant in reverse, is, I feel like that you are clever and you have an understanding of consciousness and the cosmic, just cosmos in general, okay? You are like definitely my spiritual pile, okay? More for sure than any other. It's no wonder that you picked up on that purple amethyst. Yeah, there we go again, purple amethyst. Okay, so that's what I'm getting so far, but let's take a look at romance and we'll see if anything else comes out along the way. So this, it is specifically romance, but it could be relationships in general, okay? I'm curious about that Lover's card, right? That's your opportunity. To me, it says a spiritual teacher, okay? If I had to read these together, that opportunity, it's like soul expansion, okay? It's an opportunity to expand your consciousness, okay? That's just very curious, okay? It feels divinely guided. Okay, that's what I've been struggling to find this whole time. Okay, that's why those angels are there and the Hierophant is in reverse. It feels like you guys are going to experience something in 2022 that really changes your idea about consciousness. Okay, and it's wow. I don't know why I'm sharing this with you or why I feel self-conscious about this. But, so I have a lot of air in my chart and I spend a lot of time in my head. And so I know what the sound of my voice sounds like. And I know how to distinguish between anxiety and intuition. And there was one time that I swear to God that I heard an angel in my head. And maybe you guys have too before. All I can tell you was that and this is that like sort of divine experience that I'm picking up on. All I can tell you was that it was like the resonating of like so many sounds and like bells, but like more divine than that. And it was like what I heard was I love you, but it came through as just so, it's really ineffable. I'm struggling for words right now. I felt it in my soul. It was so bizarre. It was really, really, unique experience, and it kind of startled and scared me, honestly. it really was odd. I just feel like you guys might have one of those experiences this year. Not scare me as in like bad, but it was definitely a little unsettling, okay? You know how people can make their voices sound really cryptic? It was like that, but imagine something so beautiful that it's frightening. There we go. Anyways, I don't know where that tangent came from. I just know that you guys are more spiritually inclined. So let's take a look at romance. You know, that came out. Yeah, that are. Okay. First card is separation. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. Ooh, that's too many cards. Okay. So to me, this doesn't mean like a divorce, but it does mean that you guys are too close right now and that some things are causing you to lose sight of yourself, okay? And I feel like you're learning a lot about what it is you want, okay? I went off in a little bit of a air fart right there. What was I trying to say? The separation card, it comes out when you could be in a very good partnership, but you just spend too much time together, or your place is too small, or you don't take enough time apart, or you are always just both home or something, and it's causing you to sort of resent them a little bit, and you might have a perfectly healthy, happy relationship, but this need for separation, you need to take time out for yourself, is basically what I'm trying to say, okay? I also got calling in your soulmate and playfulness, okay? Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together, okay? And I have just a very strong pressure on my third eye. You guys are like really connected, I think, because it's been like giving me a headache this whole time. But yet again, we have another angel, okay? So I think that some of you could have, you know, separated from your partners in 2021, okay? And especially hearing this playfulness card, to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine, okay? Yeah, your opportunity, it has to do with love and sense of self, okay? It's like accepting yourself and seeing yourself in a different light, okay? Seeing yourself as divine, but it's not necessarily as like spiritual as that. It's like worthy of love, because you are so unique and clever, okay? And it's how evolved your soul is what I'm saying as unique, okay? Someone who is capable of learning how to heal themselves is an evolved soul. Learning how to heal themselves means distancing themselves from people or emotions that do not serve them. It is the ability to identify positive and negative emotions and sort through them, okay? It's the ability to not be impressionable, okay? Those are qualities of an evolved soul, and I feel like that's you guys, okay? Without a doubt in my mind, all right? Honestly, and I didn't do this for any other pile, I'm gonna pull from one other deck, okay? Where is that deck? Just because I feel like you guys actually are light workers, so I'm gonna pull a card from here. One last card before we pull a message from the void. But this love, I guess I am getting ahead of myself. Air sign, I literally put the whole story in my head and see it all at once, and then it's a little bit more difficult for me to articulate it. So it's like, I get the message in my head, and it's like, great, cool. And then I move on, and I'm like, oh wait, what was it? And maybe that's you guys too. But what I'm seeing, for the majority of you, it's like you left a partnership, and it's because you are learning about yourself and learning about self-worth, and that you desire something more, okay? We are learning a lot about desires, okay? The cups talk about emotions, so it really could very well be love and beauty, okay? That we're talking about. And the advice here for my pile fours is to, in order to recapture romance, in order to, spark up those feelings, there's this need for playfulness, which is spontaneity, which is excitement, a lust for life, just this feeling of like nothing if you're like meeting people, going out for hookups, don't try to pin them down. Just have fun, right? I think that would be really helpful for you guys. Another way to interpret playfulness is just the need to sort of be less serious, okay? to incorporate, a little bit of excess somewhere. Now, be careful, because your advice right here, this theme, is about desires and figuring out what it is, what your true desire is, okay? But don't go too far such that you're, experiencing greed and lust, right? But there is this need to sort of have a little bit more fun, okay? I think you guys left a serious relationship is what I'm touching on, okay? I hope this reading is making sense for you guys. It's always interesting for me to do general readings, okay? Because you can only pick up on so much. Okay. The ever-unfolding rose, cracked open, it's happening for you, not to you. Okay. One more. Transformation. Things are changing at a cellular level. Deep healing. Cool. Absolutely. Right? This self-healing card. So I'm not going to read these. I just will. Okay, for you guys, I will. I will be right back, though. I have to run across the house to get that little book. God, I have the microphone with me, so you probably heard all of that. I'll just cut this out. Okay, and we're back again. Okay, so before I read, I just want to intuit some of the messages. Right away from this guy, I'm getting you understand the infinite nature of your soul, okay, and consciousness itself. That's what I get very strongly, because you have so many angels. Angels talk about the infinite nature of our souls and incarnation, okay? And that we just do this forever and ever and ever. Maybe not on Earth, but throughout the galaxy, the universe, okay? Ever unfolding. It's like your soul blooming, okay? This transformation, I get that from this Temperance card, okay? This things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing, okay? From her, I get, you guys could be really fascinated by ancient Egypt, okay? That's one thing, but the sun, again, it's this Lover's card, we're drawing so much attention. You are, without a doubt, awakened, okay? I'm not a super big fan of New Age lingo, but that's just the word that came to mind. Awakened means that you're not impressionable, right? You understand things without needing to be told them, okay? That kind of aspect. But before I go to, of course, let me read these. Okay, we'll do transformation first. Oh, geez, it's a bit long. Okay, things are changing at a cellular level. You are not who you were a year ago, but who you will soon be. You are in between, emerging, half risen, half falling. Keep doing the work, you are transforming. You will look back at this time with awe. So much is happening in your inner world and within your cells. It's time to release old ways of being that have been keeping you in flight, fight, freeze mode. To choose a new way of being where trauma is not the driving force. That's what's going on here, okay? This new path that we've been seeing this whole time. Old childhood patterns are rising up to be healed. As you allow yourself to observe them and feel them without attachment, they loosen their grip and fall away. You're being called to find new ways to self-soothe. LOL. This is so accurate. Saturn and the Black Madonna and the African goddess Oshun influence this card. Saturn represents destruction and transformation. The Black Madonna represents the underground and all that has been cast aside, and Oshun represents the tender love of the original mother. A re-threading is happening, healing at the deepest of levels. While you're in this phase, don't put yourself under pressure to perform. You may need to review your relationship with your body, perhaps even shifting your diet or exercise regime, or get energetic healing support. Yes, that's why I said I was telling you guys to seek a psychic or some sort of spiritual counselor, okay? You could also see a shaman, okay? You may need to review your relationship with your body. I just said that. You may also need to consider some kind of emotional support as issues from your childhood may come up to be healed. You are deeply loved. Wow. Okay, yeah. So you guys definitely are people who come from different star systems. You could identify with indigo children. Every new generation has some of those people who come in to help uplift Earth. So let's read the ever unfolding rose. Okay. Cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. The challenge of life is to keep your heart open when you most want to close it. Yes, okay. To let life crack you open, to open through hurt and loss, to allow what is falling away to fall away. My third eye is like really throbbing. Being human is a courageous act. A life well lived is full of losses and tragedies, as well as triumphs and adventures. Wherever you find yourself at the moment, life is coaxing you to keep your heart open no matter how much it hurts, to continually unfold, to let life crack you open. Perhaps you are going through a difficult time right now. Instead of cursing the difficulty, see that as a blessing, to open yourself up to the truth that perhaps, as hard as it may be, life is happening for you, not to you. And one day, in the not too distant future, you may just bless the thing that broke you down and cracked you open because the world needed you open. Now is the time to go gently, to treat yourself like a tender, sweet baby, to wrap yourself in a blanket and trust that the mother has cradled in her arms. You cradled her. That the mother has you cradled in her arms. The seas may not all be smooth sailing, but you are safe and you are held. One day, not too far from today, you will look back at the transformation and be blown away by the poetry of life. Everything is going to be okay. Wow. Okay. I'm not going to intuit much more than that, but I feel like I'm really glad I reached for that deck because you guys needed to hear that message. Okay? And we are going to finish your reading with a message from the void, like I did with the other piles. Wow. If this is my tagline, your awareness is your power. Okay? Wow. Self-awareness is a superpower. Okay? Wow, this is a really cool reading. Your awareness is your power. Okay? That we have so much to talk about. Okay? Or we've talked about so much, okay, regarding self-awareness. That's what the sun represents, okay? And you guys are very self-aware. And it's not a curse because it can feel like that at sometimes to be able to read people so plainly, but we're here to share that ability with other people, okay? And I think that's why we have the Hierophant in reverse, okay? Because you are supposed to teach a little bit. I had similar messages along the lines of teaching for other piles, but they were supposed to lead by example. I think that you actually are supposed to be teachers of some sort, okay? Spiritual gurus at the very least, okay? But don't take your sensitivities as a curse, okay? It's a blessing to be so in tune with yourself, okay? Now, that is the end of your reading, and I really hope that you liked it. If you guys haven't subscribed already, you could consider subscribing. If you could, give me a really big thumbs up. It really helps support the channel. It helps other people find these messages too. If you would like to book a personal private reading, you can find all that information listed below in the description box. It's the only place I will ever list, so don't get scammed. Until next time, Pile 4, stay divine.